Karachi is a bubbling metropolis on the shores of the Arabian Sea. It is considered the financial hub of Pakistan and the industrial center of the country. The city is the gateway to Pakistan's assets, resources, and commerce, and accounts for the largest proportion of Pakistan's GDP. There are 3 ports in close proximity to Karachi, namely, Karachi Port, Port Qasim, and Gwadar. Karachi Port Trust is Pakistan's largest and busiest port. The maximum depth alongside its berths is 11.3 meters, allowing 75,000 metric tons per vessel. The total quay length is 600 meters, divided into 2 container berths, with a handling capacity of 650,000 TEUs. Gwadar is the newest port along Pakistan's Arabian Sea coastline. It is located in Balochistan, just 460 kilometers west of Karachi. Gwadar has the capacity to handle 4 container berths and 2 oil terminals to handle 200,000 deadweight tonnage ships. Port Qasim is Pakistan's second busiest port. It is 35 kilometers away from the center of Karachi. The approach to the port is along a 45 kilometers long navigation channel, 50 kilometers away from the national highway. It handles about 35% of the national cargo. Port Qasim has a 9.5 meters depth and can handle vessels weighing 55,000 tons each. Crude oil is transported between PSO Sulfat Arabad Terminal and Bossikor Pakistan Limited facility at Khalifa Point using approximately 200 plus tankers per day. Currently Bossikor processes 30,000 barrels of crude oil a day, and with the addition of another 115,000 BPD refinery and upgradation of 30,000 to 40,000 BPD, the total oil processing is expected to increase to 150,000 barrels per day by 2010 and 2011. This increase in production will cause the truck haulage to increase to approximately 600 plus tankers. The amount of traffic also leads to the fast deterioration of roads and traffic jams within and in the outskirts of the city. Petrol is spent carrying this oil to and from the 2 terminals via trucks. This has a direct commercial and environmental impact. Stringent global EPA rules dictate that the environmental hazards be reduced. There also have been reports of theft along the truck path. On account of these challenges, CRL offers an innovative SBM technology where the oil is transferred from the ship in the deep waters without entering the port to the tank farm on the shore. Single buoy mooring, SBM, or single point mooring, SPM, is a loading buoy anchored offshore that serves as a mooring point and interconnect for tankers loading or offloading crude and white oil products. SPMs are the link between the geostatic subsea manifold connections and the weather-vaning tankers. CRL's SPM is buoyed at Khalifa Point and is the first to be deployed in Pakistan. This SPM has been placed 13 kilometers off of the coast at Khalifa Point. CRL's SPM has an annual handling capacity of 25 million tons. The depth of the water there is 26 meters and can handle a maximum of 250,000 ton ships. Attached to this SPM is a 28-inch submerged pipeline that connects to the BPL Bossikor refinery 7 kilometers inland at Khalifa Point. There are provisions for 2 more pipelines for future usage. CRL owns 300 acres of land at Khalifa Point, with 20 acres right at the seafront, where the SBM pipeline terminates. This land can be offered for setting up additional oil terminals for the storage and handling of crude, furnace oil and diesel. The availability of additional pipelines from the PLM connected to the SBM can be used to supply oil to these terminals. With the availability of crude oil through these terminals, there is an opportunity of building another refinery in the area that will coexist with the already established Bossikor refinery. There are immense opportunities in Pakistan's power generation sector, from the investment point of view. With the availability of furnace oil from the nearby storage terminals, there is an opportunity to set up a furnace oil-based power plant at Khalifa Point, whose load may then be hooked up with Lesbella Industrial Estate Development Authority grid. The new owners of KESC Messrs Abraj Capital are keen and optimistic about welcoming new power suppliers to the region, both for the short and long term. From the PSO terminal to Habco, there exists an approximately 85 kilometers 14 inches black oil pipeline, owned by Asia Petroleum Limited. This pipeline originates at the PSO pumping station and terminates at the Hub power plant. This pipeline carries furnace oil for Hub, that is pumped to it by the PSO pumping stations. As BPL moves to processing 150,000 BPD, enough furnace oil will be generated to supply to Hub directly from the BPL refinery, resulting in saving the cost of pumping from PSO to Hub. We assume that, once Bozikor comes into full production, Habco's requirement of fuel oil will be fulfilled by the close-by Bozikor refinery, making the APL pipeline redundant. This will be a national loss, and a burden on our national exchequer. It is our moral and national responsibility to find a solution to propose to APL and PSO, to keep the pipeline in operation. The existing APL black oil pipeline can then be used to carry oil products supplied to it by the SBM and BPL refinery to the PSO terminals at Sulfatarabad. Once Bozikor graduates to processing 6 million tons of oil annually, along with the additional 4 million tons of diesel that is imported, this APL black pipeline may not be sufficient to service this load. It is thus proposed to lay a white oil pipeline between Khalifa Point and PSO. This pipeline can be used to carry white products including mogas, and the 3 to 4 million tons of deficit diesel per annum. This deficit diesel could originate from the storage terminals at CRL's 300-acre land. This will result in achieving savings in the cost of haulage, resulting in more profitability. This deficit diesel may be carried in the white oil pipeline from Habco to the PSO terminal, and then to the Parco terminal, from where it is distributed to other parts of Pakistan. The pipeline will also help in reducing pollution, hence making a huge impact on the environment. CRL owns 300 acres land at Khalifa Point, which can be offered for the setting up of an oil terminal, refinery, or a LSFO-based power plant. A joint venture may be initiated with CRL to set up a white oil pipeline. CRL's sister concern Synergy Pakistan Limited may become the engineering contractor at a subsidized rate to undertake the said ventures. SPL may be involved in O&M activities for the outlined projects. With the collaboration of CRL and potential investors, footmarks can be established at Khalifa Point, which has been announced as the future hub of oil products import, export, storage, handling, and distribution in Pakistan.